Hey guys, Joel here. I just got finished watching the Star Wars trailer and man am I excited for it. I was driving down the highway and I got a notification for the trailer and I was just thinking to myself, I gotta get off the highway to watch this thing. So I made a quick exit, I was late to class and I sat down and watched it. And man, was it amazing. Was it worth it? So the trailer debuted during Star Wars Celebration. I was obviously watching a little bit before on my way to school, and I watched it when I got back from school. But I'm gonna go by some of the shots by shots in the trailer to see how well we can figure out exactly what is gonna be happening in the movie. There's gonna be speculation, there's gonna be plenty of that. But all in all, it's your guys' interpretation as well. Don't forget to like and comment before we go moving any further. We got another wide shot of this desert area. It's confirmed not to be Tatooine. I can't remember what the planet name is, but it's not Tatooine. I thought it was a pretty good shot altogether, and I can't wait to see what else we see from this desert. And there's more shots from this desert area in this trailer and in the previous trailer. So go back and watch the other trailer if you haven't seen it yet and see more detail on what exactly we're going to be expecting from there. Next shot, actually we hear Luke Skywalker describing the power of the Force in his family. He talks about how his father has it, and as he says that, we get a shot of Darth Vader's helmet. After so many years, we get to see Darth Vader's helmet again. And this time, it's not exactly in the best shape. Maybe it went through a couple wars, maybe it went through a couple people, not really. It went through one person, and that person's Anakin Skywalker, who turned to the dark side. Interesting thing though, he says, my father has instead of had. Meaning his father is probably not dead. There's Force ghosts out there of Anakin Skywalker. I believe that's true. You obviously saw that at the end of episode 6. But I'm not expecting anything from Darth Vader himself to be showing up in this movie anytime soon. Possibly a flashback, but actively in present time of the movie, I don't think so. We move on to the next shot with R2-D2 in the shot with Luke Skywalker. I believe it's Luke Skywalker as he says, I have the power. He reaches his hand towards R2-D2 and he also has his robotic hand. Many people, I don't think a lot of people, but some people might not remember, but Anakin Skywalker's hand was cut off in the original trilogy. Episode 5, his father cut it off, out of all things. In this movie, it looks to be all robot. So could this add on to the idea of him basically drifting away from the rest of the universe and the rest of the galaxy into his own little cave with this robotic hand and his big beard that we've seen before? So moving on to the next shot, we have the lightsaber. Also, in the same time, Luke mentioning his sister. His sister has the power of the Force as well. And I think this is leading up to something, leading up to him talking to somebody directly and saying, you also have the power, which he says. But when he mentions his family, he's saying, well, anybody's capable of having the power of the Force. It's just within your grasp, pretty much. We move on to the next shot. We get an X-Wing fighter flying again with Poe Dameron, played by Oscar Isaac. Incredible. I can't wait to see his performance. I loved the way he yelled whenever the X-Wing fighter was going up. It felt very humanistic, he felt very much like a human, which was something I thought was missing from the prequels. A lot of that human element wasn't there during the prequels, but I was happy to see that brought up by Poe Dameron, played by Oscar Isaac. Can't wait to see his portrayal in the movie. And X-Wing fighters, man, X-Wing fighters. Alright, so we get a first glimpse into the villain of the entire movie, Kylo Ren. I saw this weird leaked picture of his helmet without the cover over his head, and it looks like a Darth Vader kind of shaped helmet. It could be just an Imperial type of helmet. We saw that in the original trilogy, so it just could be that. I don't know, it's left to speculation, but could it draw some connections with him finding maybe Darth Vader's helmet? Maybe. Speculation again, teaser. Again, it's meant there for you as an audience and me to speculate. We get another glimpse of him using the Force, possibly choking somebody. We don't know if he's choking a hero or is he choking just a regular person. I think it would be really cool to see him choke a civilian to show his ruthlessness of finding it. Very reminiscent to Darth Vader doing it in episode 4. Moving past that, we get a nice wide shot of John Boyega, Daisy Ridley, and BB-8 running from a giant explosion and TIE fighters everywhere. I think this is going to be a fantastic chase scene, especially when they jump onto Daisy Ridley's speeder, trying to avoid the TIE fighters. Maybe the Millennium Falcon comes in and saves them. I don't know. We'll see. We move on to the next shot. I feel this is my favorite shot of the entire trailer. I feel even the last shot of the trailer, I thought that was great. But this shot, I think, sold to me the movie because it was very reminiscent to the Nazi formation that they were able to do. It's like a conference area. This planet could be Hoth, could not be Hoth. I think it could be a headquarters for the new Empire. Who knows? Speculation again. But I love how it's framed with all the troops there, and then far away you don't even see the faces, but you see the people possibly in power. The Empire is back, and they are not small. They are ready for another war. We move on to our next shot. We get another close-up of Daisy Ridley's character. Very much, again, kind of looking like Natalie Portman, Carrie Fisher-ish, but kind of looking like both of those characters, which is perfect. I think she could be the granddaughter of Natalie Portman's character, Queen Amidala, and also Princess Leia's daughter. We don't know. We'll have to watch the movie to find out, but as for herself, you know, there's a lot of shots of her in the movie. They're really pushing for her to be that second main character of the new trio they're trying to get with John Boyega, Daisy Ridley, and Oscar Isaac. We go back to an Imperial Star Destroyer, I feel. Inside of it, we see this giant explosion of this TIE fighter shooting the troops inside, and I love it because it looks like a J.J. Abrams type of shot from Star Trek. The explosions, the detail in the background, the stormtroopers flying everywhere. They look ruthless, they look great. I love this shot. I can't wait to see this kind of escape type of scene happen, because the Death Star, I love that sequence where they escape from the Death Star in episode 4, but I feel like this one is going to be that, but up with the action, up with the stakes. I feel like that's going to be the case in this movie. We move on to back to John Boyega in a stormtrooper helmet. He takes it off, but the interesting thing about what I loved about the stormtrooper helmet is that it had blood markings on there, and if you could see John Boyega's hand a little bit, it seems like his fingers pop out a bit, so maybe there's blood on his hands for doing something he really didn't want to do. He's panting a lot, so maybe he's in panic for something bad he did in the Empire, and that's why he's on the run. So let's move on to the next shot. I believe is another great shot, and I believe also to be Gwendolyn Christie from Game of Thrones. I feel like she carries that strong presence as well in this possibly new Boba Fett type of figure. You know, the silent assassin that carries a giant demeanor. It's going to be interesting to see how well they make her become. I feel like she could be this ruthless general that just follows through the Empire's minor missions, but with so much ruthlessness that she's a silent warrior, an assassin, and I feel like that'll be perfect for her portrayal. We still have to see her face though, because if you cast a big name like this, you have to show her off a bit more than just a helmet and stuff like that. She's probably gonna unmask in the movie. But as for her like chrome figure in this movie, I feel like it's gonna be fantastic. We get another cute shot of BB-8. I think BB-8 looked fantastic, you know? If you watch Star Wars Celebration, there was a clip where BB-8 came out, met up with R2-D2, and they were both having a bickering arguments, and you heard a little bit of BB-8's voice. I don't think it's annoying at all. I think it's going to be up there along with R2-D2 as far as, you know, recognition of sound, because of how iconic R2-D2 was. BB-8 has a lot to go up against with R2-D2, but I'm definitely excited to see BB-8, you know, what that character in that small giant soccer ball does. You know, it's not CGI either. It's all practical effects. It's been confirmed at Star Wars Celebration. Kevin Feige and his crew went over to find the technology to make this happen for J.J. Abrams, which is great. So, another shot of Daisy Ridley again. She looks a lot like Natalie Portman in this one. And who knows what her character is. She could be a Skywalker, could not be. We'll have to watch to find out. And then we get her extending her hand out for John Boyega. John Boyega could be on the run from that horrible thing that happened in the Empire in that ship. He wanted to escape, crash lands on this planet, finds Daisy Ridley, boom. But we also get a chase at the same time into, I think it's another Star Destroyer upside down. I'm not too sure, but the Millennium Falcon is being chased into this giant ship, being chased by a TIE fighter. Pilot in the TIE fighter looks pretty awesome too. It's got the red paint right there along with the traditional black helmet with some design from the new Stormtrooper as well, since it's a new Empire. I thought the sequence inside there is going to be phenomenal. I'm expecting a lot from this scene and from the movie in general. But let's move on to the very last shot of the film, of the teaser trailer. Han Solo and Chewbacca back in their roles. They even got Han Solo's hair perfectly right. They got Chewie's hair perfectly right. They got his voice right. They got Chewbacca's voice right. J.J. Abrams knew he couldn't screw this up. And man, oh man, was it awesome to see Chewbacca and Han Solo back in the Millennium Falcon and Han Solo. Played by Harrison Ford, great thing too, that Harrison Ford came back to the movie and he looked at Chewie and said, "Chewie, we're home." And I felt like that brought in a lot of the old fans. I felt like Han Solo's very last quote, his very first quote in the entire movie that we've heard so far, and so far his last one, I feel like that quote's gonna bring in a lot of those older audiences. Remember I watched My Dad Watch, when I was looking at my dad's reaction to that, everything was like, ooh, cool. It's like a space thing. But when he saw Han and Chewie, he was like, whoa. And my dad rarely nerds out after he watches the movie, of course. Coming out originally December 18th, but it did say Christmas in this, so it's subject to change. Maybe they're on that tiptoe. They don't know which date they want to choose. But either way, I'm gonna go watch it. I'm gonna go buy tickets to see it. But guys, let me know what you thought of the trailer. Did you love it? How about my analysis? Do you think I'm right on some stuff? And obviously, rate and comment and subscribe if you get the time. We have a lot of videos coming up for you guys too. And also, we have this podcast that comes out every single Thursday from a Wednesday show we do live every week. And links to that will be in the description. Please check out our latest episodes. And also, guys, this is Joel Formino. Go watch some movies.
Tune in Wednesdays 3 to 5 on The Wire OU Student Radio.